Hey, so you're thinking about moving to Jupiter and the surrounding area. You're looking for a great deal, and as foreclosure is something on your list, well, that is what we're going to talk about today. Hi, my name's Andy Johnson with the Andy Johnson Group over at eXp Realty, and I can't wait to dive in to talk about the foreclosure market here in South Florida with you. But before we do, if this is your first time joining our channel, make sure you ring that bell and hit subscribe so that you can be notified anytime we post new content on our channel. Get to know about great deals, great neighborhoods, new construction, and everything else you could possibly want to know about Jupiter and the surrounding area. But let's dive into it. This is a call that we get a lot. What kind of foreclosures are available here in our South Florida market? And the truth is our inventory has been pretty tight. I'm actually standing in front of a property that we learned about before it ever even hit the market. We're currently located in East Point. This is actually a community that we have shown you before. This particular property is a HUD foreclosure, and there's different types of foreclosures out there, but wanted to walk you in and show you a little bit about what you may expect to find in a foreclosure in South Florida, talk to you a little bit more about the process down here and what their availability looks like. So let's go on in the house. All right, so here we are, we find ourselves inside the foreclosed property. So a lot of people have some confusion behind foreclosures and what they look like. Some people have some experience with them. One thing that we need to talk about real quick is just because it's a foreclosure doesn't mean always that it's going to be a fire sale. You know, especially now with inventory being lower, banks want to maximize their dollar amount on a foreclosure just like any other owner would. So that being said, they'll price them at a number that they often think that they can get. We don't have a ton of foreclosures in our market because as we've seen prices increase, the reason for people to get foreclosed on kind of goes away. Most of the time an individual has the option to sell their home at a profit, pay off the bank, and they don't need to go into foreclosure. But we do see some, and actually this one, which is a HUD foreclosure, is a great deal. Now, the difference in a HUD foreclosure and what makes this one a great deal is for the first 10 days, you actually have to be an owner occupant to even offer on a property like this. Investors don't even get a chance until day 11. And when you have hedge funds trying to pick up properties like we have and so many investors in the market with cash, that's a real benefit to the person that's trying to make a foreclosure their home. Now, what you'll notice, it is vacant. A lot of people think that foreclosures are always train wrecks, and these ones are not. I mean, you can kind of see around here, honestly, the walls are painted pretty well. The floors are pretty clean, and so it's not that bad. But here, travel with me over here into the main bedroom, and we'll see some things over here. Okay, so here we are in the main bedroom suite. And you can see, this is what we'll find a lot. You know, it used to be when there were so many, none of these properties would even be cleaned up. A lot of the times the banks will come in and even clean these properties up, send cleaning crews through. You know, they'll even do some of the minor maintenance work that needs to be done. But what they don't touch is any of the upgrades. And this is a perfect example of a property that needs a lot of upgrades. Honestly, it's probably pretty livable from what we can see. HUD foreclosures, and again, they're not all like this. There's no electricity on, there's no running water right now. You do get an inspection period on most of these properties, but that's when we find out some of the other things that may go wrong with it. This particular property is actually being offered at $675, and the truth is I think it probably needs $150,000 to $200,000 in renovations for what this neighborhood is, to not over renovate at the same time, which would put somebody in around $875. But with the square footage, if the property was done right, this property would be worth well above $1 million, maybe about 1.2. So when you think about the equity that a homeowner may be in, let's round it up, you're in for $900,000 to have a property that's worth 1.2 million, walking into $300,000 of equity with a home that you did how you wanted. That's a pretty sweet freaking deal. All right, let's go check out a little bit more. Okay, so here we are standing in the kitchen, and one thing that you need to know, I know you've heard me say the term HUD foreclosure. I actually haven't seen a lot of those here. I sold real estate in the Midwest as well. We had a lot more HUD foreclosures, but we do have different types of foreclosures. And another thing that we have here that we can absolutely help you with too are auctions. And that's something else that we see. Every one of these transactions works a little bit differently. So there's not a one size fits all, this is how we do it kind of deal. And you need to understand the differences in each. Sometimes you can use financing, sometimes it has to be cash, sometimes you get an inspection, sometimes you don't. Heck, you can even buy on the courthouse steps, but you need to be careful about the type of deed that you're going to get. So all of those things are things that you need to consider when you're looking at foreclosures in the South Florida area. They really are an excellent way to sometimes get into properties like this, though, that is a really clean property, but as we said, needs a lot, pretty much all the cosmetic upgrades throughout the house, but you're going to end up with equity at the end. So it's a great opportunity for anyone wanting to move to the area that has some money to buy the house and then can turn around and put the renovations in that they need. And again, this one specifically, they're not all this nice. You know, you could actually live in and do the renovations as you wanted. Some of them, truthfully, you get in and you know, they're going to be unlivable as well. The honest though is some foreclosures, truthfully, you get in and you don't need to do any work. So there's a big mix of properties. Now we can specifically search just foreclosures for you. So if you only wanted to know about foreclosures, we can absolutely do that. You only wanted to know about short sales, which is something else that some people look into. We can absolutely do that as well. The bottom line is you got to understand, we're here to make happen for you whatever it is that you want. And if that's looking for a great deal, we can make it happen. Now you got to understand that sometimes a great deal for a great house is a little bit hard to achieve in a market that has a shortage of income. But if you're willing to get a great deal and put some work in and you've got some time, we can make that happen. That being said, you know, if you're ready to just come down to the Florida sunshine and enjoy what this wonderful area has to offer, and you're looking for a condo or a golf course community, maybe you just want a single family bungalow in a gated neighborhood, we gotcha. You tell us what you want, we will find it. Hell, if you don't know what you want, we can help you decide. So listen, I appreciate you watching this video today. If you would like more information on foreclosures, make sure that you give me a call or leave a comment below. This home's available for a little while longer. Maybe you want this one, I don't know. Again, my name is Andy Johnson with the Andy Johnson Group. Thank you so much for checking out this video today.